Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Live here, and recently the Splatoon 3 Direct gave us a whole load of new information about, unsurprisingly, the upcoming Splatoon 3. But how surprised would you be if there was even more information, quite a lot of information actually, that Nintendo didn't share in the Direct, but shared elsewhere for some reason? On the same day? Yes, mostly through the official website and the Squid Research Lab's official website. There is a whole host of brand new information that you just wouldn't know if you didn't look at those things, but you only looked at the Direct like a silly or a standard person. So I'm going to divulge it all for you today. Some of it is minutia, in fact quite a lot of it is minutia, but even so, it's interesting, and if you're watching this video, you're clearly interested. But anyway, that's more than enough waffling. Let's dive right into things. Rainmaker as a game mode now has checkpoints, and yeah, okay, this technically was in the Direct, but they didn't really make a point of it at all. In some ways, this is a good thing. You know, oftentimes Rainmaker can be quite tricky, you know, to get the Rainmaker all the way to the goal, or at least the enemy's pedestal, that you do the slam dunk on it. Having said that, there is a flip side to this, and that's whereas before you could take any route you wanted to get there, you now have to use the checkpoints. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It just feels a lot like tower control now. We don't know the finer details, of course. It may well be that you can still go other routes, but at the moment, it's new and it's scary. You can actually skip the news report. Like, you can actually skip it. It comes up, and it even on the website it says these updates can even be read on the go while exploring Splatsville, and it's about flipping time, frankly. Splatoon 2 players get bonus progression, and I'm going to quote directly here because I couldn't be bothered to reword it. So if you played Splatoon 2 and you got the save data on the same profile on the same console, you will receive 3 golden Sheldon licenses that you can exchange for main weapons regardless of player level, join anarchy battles from the beginning of the game regardless of player level, start the game with a higher rank depending on your rank in Splatoon 2, and get matched against players with similar skill levels from Splatoon 2. Nice. What's more, save data backup is finally supported, so you can use cloud saves on Splatoon 3, because all the online progression is stored on Nintendo's servers, just like literally every other online game in the world. Finally! League battles are also going to randomly have quote-unquote special modes. There's no details on what these might be. They could be variants, could randomly drop you into a different rank mode style gameplay, so like, oh, it's Rainmaker, but whoa, this time it's Splat Zones. We don't know. They just say special modes. You also have to choose a nickname in-game which is separate to your Switch one. You get a unique ID number, and that's entirely you, but you can share the same name as other people, but I don't know why it has to be separate from your Switch Online name profile. There's also a basic achievement system which can allow you to earn catalog points. They don't go into any details, but they say, yeah, certain achievements like, hey, playing your first turf war match or something like that. The main power-up and bomb defense up DX abilities are gone. Or at least the first one is. Replacing them, you have Intensify Action, which improves the new Squid Roll and Squid Surge moves. The Bomb Defense Up DX it's gone, baby. We've now got Sub-Resistance Up, which diminishes enemy sub-weapon effects. Which I think maybe they're just changing the name of for the sake of clarity, because yeah, bomb defense up also protected you from other things. Loadouts appear to have custom control options. If you look at the thing, and this was in the Direct as well, but when you look at the loadouts, they've also got like the controls and like the sensitivity for the motion and things like that, which is like, well, why would you ever change it? Well, what if you're using a sniper? Sometimes you want less sensitivity so you can get finer movements by using bigger motions, so, you know, even more accuracy. That's a good. They also confirmed that you can now play Turf War with friends on the same team. They kind of suggested it in the Direct, but the website says it very clearly. It's like, hey, you can be on a team with your friends, and that's, oh my god, it's about time. There's going to be a new keyword system, which is again part of the lobby, you know, sort of the ghost system. It's coming post-launch, and it allows you to connect with other players using the same keyword, which means if you just want to, like, have like, I suppose, almost like a Discord server. You know, a Discord server can have a unique thing, a unique tag, and you can go there and just play with other people. I think that's a good laugh. Look forward to the possibility of Nintendo Life friendly hangouts and maybe even tournaments, depending on how good the system is. The lobby terminal allows you to view battle replays, which we kind of knew, but more importantly, you can view the results of your last 50 battles, which is pretty cool. Weapon freshness is returning, but with a twist. You can get what they describe as ornamental armaments for your locker, which is presumably the weapons that you're really fresh with, but non-functioning ones that you can stick in a locker. Buying duplicate gear will increase its star power, which means, I suppose, if this, you know, you've got a favorite shirt and, oh, it's in the store again, I didn't want that again, you can buy it and it'll increase its star power, which means you get more XP and you get ability chunks faster, depending on how high your star power is. That's pretty cool. Grizzco now has its own test range lobby, which has all of its own ghosts and stuff, you know, just like the standard lobby and everything. Grizzco has that as well, which I suppose, yeah, absolutely, you should do that, but, you know, nice that it's here. There's a new maximum rank for Salmon Run, which is Executive Vice President, or Vice Principal, presumably President. The top rank before was Professional, and then it went up to, like, ridiculous heights after that, but it was still just Professional, so presumably there's going to be some sort of distinction there. The King Salmonids in the Extra Wave give you fish scales, which, that's interesting. We also know what they do. They come in 3 types, which are unnamed, and you can use them to get items for the lockers, splash tag designs, and other Grizzco outfits for use in Salmon Run, so you may not look exactly the same as all your compatriots. How about that? Also, if you fail the extra wave, you don't actually fail. The game recognizes that you completed the 3rd wave. It's merely just a bonus thing, and thank God. As much as in a way I'd kind of like the pressure of, oh my God, we've got to do the King Salmonid or we fail, that wouldn't really be very good now, would it? So if you complete the 3rd wave and you get to the extra wave, you've completed the 3rd wave. You've completed the run. The extra wave is just that. It's extra. Oh, this was really cool. This was technically shown during the direct, but you can use the big shots, you know, the new boss Salmonid. You can use their cannons to fire golden eggs. They show it in the direct. They just don't make a thing of it. Nintendo, make a thing of it. And most importantly, on the Salmon Run front, Salmon Run is now open 24/7. Again, it makes perfect sense, and you know, they kind of alluded to it in the direct, but on the website it actually says Salmon Run's open 24/7. It's about bloody time. There's also a new system around Splatfests called the Splatfest Sneak Peek, which as soon as the Splatfest theme is announced, but before it begins, you can earn conch shells, and conch shells can be used to unlock splash tag themes and locker items, and it also slightly contributes towards the Splatfest as a whole. It's not super clear on the website. It just mentions conch shells and you can buy stuff with them. And finally, how Splatfests actually work, because in the direct, I really feel they didn't make it very clear, to be honest. You know, they mentioned how, oh, it's split into 2 halves. I'm going to explain that in greater detail now, like they do on the website. So the Splatfest is split into 2 halves across the entire duration of the Splatfest, not each match. So you don't have a match and then do the tricolor. It's just like the first 24 hours is all standard, you know, just Splatfest goodness that we're used to. And then the latter half, after the halftime report, which will announce the leading team, that last 24 hours unlocks the tricolor turf war for the 2 losing teams. It's also not entirely clear, but it appears that the 2 losing teams will also be fighting one another, not working together against the leading team. But again, it's really, really not clear at the moment. I'm guessing the fact that they have the Ultra Signal, which they kind of detailed in the direct, means that, you know, each of the sort of weaker teams, quote unquote, have the Ultra Signals, and they are presumably going to be very, very powerful, and the leading team has to defend against them. And I'm guessing maybe the Sprinkler of Doom, which activates after they get to the Ultra Signal, is going to make things a lot harder for the defending team. That's what it appears to be. It's going to be very interesting to see how balanced this is, but I think it's got potential. It's certainly interesting. Also, final little bonus point, 10 times, 100 times, and 333 times battles are going to be in Splatfest again. Ooh. And there you have it. 21 plus new things that they didn't tell you in the direct, or at the very least, they didn't make abundantly clear in the Direct. There's no doubt other information that we haven't covered in here, so please feel free to head to the comments and let everyone else know all the lovely things about Splatoon 3 that Nintendo's told you, but didn't tell everyone else. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you click that subscribe button, but only tell someone about it on a website. Don't announce it or anything like that. And be sure to check out nintendolife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.